Would you be willing to do something strange for some change? Desperate times calls for desperate measures. I know y'all have heard those sayings before. Let me tell you, a couple years ago, I was doing a teaching on recession ready, getting ready for the recession. I just knew times like these were coming. I'm not going to get into the details of how I knew that we would be at this point one day, um, but I just knew, and I was teaching on being ready for the recession. And I asked the question. I said, if you lost your job, and you had no savings and your savings ran out, what would you do? And somebody said, I guess I would resort to doing something strange for some change. And I was like, Lord have mercy. Uh. By the way, I'm Shantae Charles, and I teach people who look like me how to make money independently of their jobs and how to master money management. Now, I know times are iffy. Inflation is high, cost of everything is up. Apparently, in some places, they have security, security gate chains or whatever on the meat. it Times are hard. Times are, oh, it's like it never seen before during our generation. Uh, but I don't think we need to get desperate. Don't get desperate. You don't have to resort to doing something strange for some change, honey. Don't get desperate. Don't get desperate. Get deliberate. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Be deliberate. And what I mean by be deliberate is be deliberate with controlling your spending. You don't need to. Maybe you got to skip vacation. Maybe when your family is planning even something, a family, whatever, you may have to say, I can't. I'm not able to. It may be just, oh, we're going to have a family get together. We need you to bring whatever. You may have to say no in this season, no to a lot of things. Uh, you may have to say no. Get deliberate about getting an additional source of income because these jobs ain't loyal. These jobs ain't loyal. You can have a job today, you think everything's going good, and no job tomorrow. I just saw GM is closing down some plants, laying off some people. Stellantis, they make Jeep. They said they're having a temporary layoff. I'll see how long that really is. Temporary. But don't get desperate. Don't resort to doing something strange for some change. You don't have to resort to illegal activity. Monetize your genius. I'm gonna get right to it. Monetize your genius. We all have something that we know, that we do, that we help people with already, that we can monetize to give us an additional source of income. If you have a side hustle and you're treating it like a side chick, you're picking it up every now and then when you're aggravated with your boo, with your main thing, and you're just looking for a good time, legalize your side hustle. So in the event that if your job lays off, then your side hustle is your main thing. It could be your main source of income. If you need to go purchase a car, I'm not for payments, but if that's your choosing, if you have no other resort but to purchase a car, you already have your side hustle is legalized. You got your EIN, you got your articles of incorporation, your LLC, C corp, or whatever, and you can use that as your source of income to purchase whatever it is that you need to purchase. Get you another source of income. Stop treating your side hustle like a side hustle. Make that, treat it as good as you do your job. You got to be there a certain hour. You're going to put in a certain amount of hours. Work that thing, because it may come a day where your side hustle is your only source of income. It may come a day where that's your only source of income, but you don't have to get desperate. You don't have to resort to doing illegal things. Maybe you don't have a side hustle and you're trying to figure out, or you feel like you need another source of income. Okay, monetize your genius. What is it that you already do that you help people with, that you can monetize? What do people always ask you for help with? That's something you can start charging people for. You have given away your services for free long enough. No more freebies. You are going to start charging people so that you have an additional source of income. Monetize your genius. And one thing I wish I knew years ago about monetizing my genius. See, I used to be a CNA, certified nursing assistant. I was making $12 an hour. I was overworked, underpaid, and definitely unappreciated. But to tell you the truth, it was really no big deal. Even though the people at my job, they got on my nerves, not the patients in the nursing home, but the other people, the coworkers that think they would charge nurse or whatever. Um, it didn't make me do anything. It didn't make me make any changes. I didn't make any changes until my husband lost his good paying job. And I was aggravated, not with him, but at the situation, because he had gotten laid off 3 times. He would get a job, get laid off, get a job, get laid off, due to no fault of his own, but because oil production here in North Dakota was down. Outside of Texas at the time, we were the second highest producer of oil in the United States, and oil production was down. So he kept getting laid off. After like the second or third time, I was fed up. And I had an aha moment, and I took my $12 skill as a certified nursing assistant, and I started my own non-medical in-home care agency. Now, what I figured out after is that, hey, I could have done this years before he even got laid off. I could have kept my job in the nursing home. I could have started my own non-medical in-home care agency, because I got to the point where I have 15 employees. So I'm making money even when I'm not. I, I don't see clients. So I'm making money. So I could have cut my job in a nursing home, still making money, even though it wasn't a lot of money. It's something, it adds to. And the employees are making money for me while I'm at my job, or even while I'm asleep, on vacation, at my kids' doctor's appointments, or whatever. I wish I would have figured that out way before, but neither here nor there. I didn't have to go back to college to get another certification, to get a college degree, because frankly, I didn't have time for all that. I needed to make some money, and I needed to make some money as soon as possible. So I took my $12 skill and I started my own business. And you can do the same. Now, it may not be non medical in home care, that is not for everybody. I live in North Dakota. North Dakota is fairly easy to start. You don't, there's not a lot of red tape. Now, I have helped other people start non-medical in-home care agencies. One of my students, she's got 30 employees. She does $1 million in revenue. But I know that is not for everyone. And depending on what state you live in, it could take um, some money to get up and running. It could take some money to get up and running. And you may not have money like that to get that started. But we all know something that we do in our everyday lives that we are helping people with, that we can monetize, that we can package and sell to someone else. And you do not have to be great at it. You have to be good at it, and you're going to hone your skills. And over time, you're going to improve, because you're going to keep learning. Every day, you're going to learn something new. You're going to keep applying yourself, and you're going to get great at it over time. But in the meantime, you have to just be good at it, better than the person that you're selling whatever it is to. We all have something that we know and do that we can monetize. We all have a gift that God has given us, and our gifts will make room for us. God has given us the power to get wealth. We do not have to stay in a place of lack. We do not have to stay in a place of barely getting by, living paycheck to paycheck. And yes, the cost of everything is up. Cost is up. There is no denying that. Whoever is saying that prices are coming down, in the words of my late great granny, they a bold faced lie. They a bald faced lie, bold faced lie, whatever the term is. They're lying. Prices are up. But I am a firm believer that we can thrive in this season. We don't have to merely survive. We can thrive in this season because if you go back and you study history, if you go back and study history, whenever there has been a financial crisis, there has been chaos. Someone has gotten rich. Someone has gotten richer or wealthier. They use that opportunity to build wealth. Why not you? Why not I? You can do it. I have confidence in you. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not always going to be easy. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. How do I know? Because I just figured out my camera was crooked. I took my $12 skill and turned it into a profitable $6 business. Got off of food stamps, got off of child care assistance, got off of Medicaid, taught other people how to do the same thing, and they're doing great. And the person who I taught to start her non-medical in-home care agency, she didn't even have any experience in healthcare. She was working at a grocery store. Was it easy? No. Is it possible? Yes. Take what you know and monetize it. Take what you know and monetize it. You don't need permission from anyone. Will you have naysayers? Yes. But who cares? As long as you show up for yourself and you believe in yourself, you can do it. Again, will it be easy? No, it may not be easy. It may be easy. Now, it may be easy. When I started my own non-medical and home care agency, it wasn't hard. Now, I did have to work. I worked 3 months straight, 7 days a week, because I had no credit and I had no money to hire people immediately. But after that, when I got my first employee, it was off to the races. It was off to the races. It took time and effort, but other than that, it really wasn't hard. And I'm not saying that wherever you start is going to be easy, but it may not be as hard as you think it may be. Just get out there and do it. Start. You don't need permission. You don't need permission to be prosperous. You don't have to wait for your job to give you a raise to come out of paycheck to paycheck living because, frankly, your job may not give you a raise. They might never give you a raise. They may lay you off. And then what? But you don't have to resort to doing desperate things for some money. You don't have to sell your soul for money. You don't have to embarrass yourself, embarrass your mama, embarrass your children for money. Think about what it is that you already know and do that you can monetize. I want to give you a free download, absolutely free, no strings attached. It's my Monetize Your Genius starter checklist. It is a checklist that will help you figure out what it is that you already know and do that you can monetize, that you can package and sell to someone else. It's absolutely free, no strings attached. Check the link down in the description box and get your free download so you can be on your way to monetizing your genius. So, in the event that if you find yourself without a job, you don't have to do something strange for some change. And you don't have to get desperate. Until next time, I love you guys. Thank you for continuing to rock with me. I appreciate it. Until next time, be blessed, have a prosperous future. And you're not only going to survive this season, you are going to thrive. My mission for 2025 is to help 100 people make $100,000. 100 people make 6 figures. Now, some people may say $100,000 is not a lot of money. 6 figures, 6 figures could be $250,000, $350,000, $450,000. 6 figures is still, it's a wide bracket that sits in the 6 figures, and even $100,000. Sometimes you just need to reevaluate how you're spending, but that's a whole nother video. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Until next time, be blessed. Have a prosperous future.